Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome to United Stand. I'm here outside Old Trafford looking ahead towards the game tonight. A crunch game in this group phase against Sheriff. Who'd have thought that? You know what I mean? When you looked at this and you looked at all the fixtures in this Europa League, you wouldn't have gone Sheriff on this date. It's going to be such a big game, but it has massive significance because Manchester United need to finish top of this group. Erik ten Hag in yesterday's press conference was going on how important it is to finish top of the group, and that starts tonight. We've won every game since that early blip against Sociedad, and it is going to be a crunch game against Sociedad, if anything, if we are going to win this group. The 3 points ahead of us now, and they're expected to win their game in Ammonia tonight, and to be honest, maximum points, 15 points. We win tonight, we'd be on 12 points, and then it'll all come down to that final game over in Sociedad, which is next Thursday, and that will be winner takes all in terms of finishing top of the group, avoiding the knockout phase, the last 32 where the Champions League teams drop into this competition. Teams like Barca, Juve, Ajax, some absolute juggernauts, Atleti as well. Oh my God, it doesn't bear thinking about, and United can avoid all of that with 2 more wins in this competition. But first of all, get the business done here at Old Trafford. It's going to be a spectacle for the Cypriot fans, their first time here at Old Trafford, first appearance at Old Trafford in any competition. It's going to be similar to last week against Ammonia, where the fans were jubilant and made a big part of the atmosphere, and it was a spectacle along with that. I think it's going to be the same tonight against Sheriff. They'll take what opportunities they can get, but it is fully expected Manchester United get the business done tonight. Erik ten Hag will be open. It's not as stressful as it was last time against Ammonia, and that's proof in the pudding that you can't take anything for granted, no matter what the opposition, especially in European competitions. An injury time goal against Ammonia with Scott McTominay, I mean, you look at that and go, that was pretty embarrassing, to be honest, in terms of how we should have dealt with that game last week. But it's done, and we move on, and we're in this position now. Another game we need to win. Let's hope it is a little bit easier than the Ammonia game now, because like I said, we could do with less stress. We exerted a lot of energy in that game, and that, what I thought, had an effect on the weekend's game against Newcastle. Now we've got West Ham this Sunday as well. Another tough game. We need to back up our performances recently in the league. So a win, put this game to bed early tonight. You've got 5 substitutes. Let's use all of them. Let's rest half of the team. No messing around, last minute goals again. They have to be able to finish the dinner, is pretty much what I'm going to say, because 2 weeks ago against Ammonia, we could not do that. And you know what, we exerted too much, I think. And then we went into the game against Newcastle, like I said, we lost a little bit of momentum in that game. I don't think we was as fit as what we needed to be, and it cost us in the end, cost us 2 points. West Ham are obviously playing in Europe as well this week, so you'd expect them to be going through exactly the same thing. In fact, they've had Monday, Thursday, and then playing on the Sunday against us. So really, there's no excuse. But the ultimate no excuse comment comes here tonight. We've got to be putting Sheriff to bed, put them to bed early, rest some players, bring everyone off, let Ronaldo play, put everything to bed, all the animosity that's gone over the last few weeks, get that all to bed, finish it off, and there you go. Job's a good one. On to Sociedad next week, crunch game then, play all the big guns then, get the group won. Easier said than done, obviously, but it's there, it's in black and white, the script's there. United just have to follow it through now and get everything put to bed into the World Cup in an half-decent position. Because, you know what, when we come back from that World Cup, it's going to be important, because there's going to be a lot of teams with players that may be injured, players that are looking for a little bit of a rest or not quite there after the World Cup. It's going to be an interesting start to the season again when we come back from the World Cup. So these sorts of games here are now important. United should be winning all of their next 6 games. The 2 in the Europa League, the 1 in the League Cup against Villa, and then the other 3 games in the league, which is Fulham, Villa, and obviously West Ham this weekend, like I said. So this is important. It's like, keep the momentum going. Ten Hag was talking about the improvement within the squad, the little finer details. He was asked a question regarding what takes us to that next level, bit by bit by bit, mentally, tactically, and you know what? It all comes together, and like it falls into what Ten Hag was saying when he first came into the football club. It's a man with a plan, and he knows what he needs from his team to implement his style and his system, and he's happy with the progress. He can see signs. He talked about all of this in his press conference yesterday. We was covering it on the United Stand. Just go flip back to the video down on the channel and you'll see the press conference there, and you know exactly what I'm saying. It's a case now where you just got to go squad, 2 players out really of significance, Varane, Martial, everyone else is fit. I mean, it's a fine balance in that, getting everyone on board, because you've got players like Donny van der Beek, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who we all know, let's be honest, they're not going to get a chance. This game is too important, and I don't think Erik ten Hag is going to risk any player in such a significant game now going through. You may see players like that in that League Cup against Aston Villa, but Ten Hag, he's not risking anything. He's not changing the team up. He's not putting in what you would expect, how you call fringe players. He's just not risking anything. It's all result based, and you know what? It's good to see. But then you start thinking, when are these players ever going to play? And how he manages that squad with players that are not actually playing. So you've got to go, yeah, difficult, but he seems to be handling it all right. But building up to the World Cup, I don't see these players coming in. You'd have thought games like tonight would be, but he's shown in the last 3 games that he's not willing to risk 1 or 2 changes. We've seen strong lineups and strong teams put out by Erik Ten Hag. Sheriff tonight, we know what they're bringing, and I do expect Ten Hag to play that strongest team first of all in hope, and I say hope because I said expectation against Ammonia like I said a minute ago in this video that we would beat them. We didn't. It took more than what I expected. I think it'll be strong from the start tonight. I think he'll go, try and get the job done, and then, like we say, we'll see changes in the second half. That's exactly how we hope it's going to be. But ifs, buts, maybes, that's what this is all about. You can't take anything for granted in the Europa League. Any given night, anything can happen. We've seen it here at Old Trafford many a times, and we've seen it already this season. We've only managed to score 1 goal in this group at home. 1 goal at home in this group. It is unbelievable. It's not acceptable. And tonight, I expect us to score a few goals. I heard Ricky talking earlier on. He actually got it wrong in terms of permutations for this group. There is a chance it does go down to goal difference, because if we win tonight and Sociedad win tonight, and then we beat Sociedad by the same margin that they beat us here at Old Trafford, which is 1-0, which is a common scoreline for us this season and very doable, then it does come down to goal difference. So we do have to start banging in a few more goals. It is, in the end, just going to come down to United winning 2 games though. That's it. If you would have offered us a win against Sheriff and a win against Sociedad to finish this group off and finish top, so I would say normally, yeah, snatch your hand off at that. But ultimately, I'm still disappointed that we're in this position at this stage of the group. Only for that one blip, that one bad game against Sociedad earlier on in the season. And Erik Ten Hag has learnt from that, and that's why we're not seeing, like I said then, the Wan-Bissakas, the Donny van der Beek, Iqbal, Savic's, Garnachos. We're not seeing anyone risked. The results are that important, and he's taking every single game that much more. He's just looking into it in finer details now, and we're just not going to see risk taken with Ten Hag. Some will be happy with that. I mean, I am. I think that's the way it should be. It should always be your strongest team. And Ten Hag is backing up what he said when he said every game is a game that Manchester United have to win. And that's what we're looking at now. And that will be the same tonight against Sheriff. There will be no risk taken. United will go out, strong team, get the job done, hopefully, and then move on to weekend and next week, which is Sociedad. But in the end, you look at it and you go, this should be a formality tonight. Everyone's expecting United to do the business. I expect United to do the business. I'm going with 3-0 for my scoreline for this game. I want more, to be honest. I'm going minimum 3-0. United need to start scoring goals, to be honest. We are lacking this season, and it's about time we started putting some in. But there's nothing much more we can worry about here. We just got to take care of our own business, and it's all good. It's all in our own hands, and that's what we want in these group stages. We could do with avoiding them teams in that next round, though, because that comes in February. And we know how big the fixture list is. We know we're probably not going to spend in January. The squad is stretched as it is, and I'm talking stretched here because of, like I just said, the players that aren't getting game time and no risk. He's using a small group of around about 16 at the moment, and everyone else is on the peripheral. But if we get dropped in to that round of 32 by not winning this group, then that's fixtures, 2 more fixtures in February, instead of skipping 2 months and going straight to March, because that's when the round of 16 starts in this competition, the 9th of March. We don't, then we're back in with all the big guns, like I said, them 4 teams, for example, at the start of this video, that we could get dropping out of the Champions League, and that's in February. With the FA Cup, the League Cup, and then the fixture pile-up from the games that we didn't play, like Leeds and Palace that got cancelled because of the Queen's passing. So there's massive importance on winning these next 2 Europa League games, and I think that's what Ten Hag will be putting into these players' heads. Get it done, get your rest. Because I'm talking about these games and the fixture pile-up here, I've not even mentioned the games that all these players are going to be playing in the World Cup. It is important that we give these players as much rest as possible, and that is simple. We win games. We win these 2 games, and that's out of the equation. It's 2 less games. 2 weeks of freedom midweek, and that's important, especially going into the business end of the season, which it will be in March when the round of 16 comes in for the Europa League. That's where we should be and where we need to be. And hopefully tonight we make a start on that journey to that round of 16 and not the last 32. Guys, let me know what you think. Get your score predictions in below. Let me know how you think it's going down tonight. Who would you play? Would you put Ronaldo in from the start? That's the big one. Like, share and subscribe to the United Stand. Cheers for watching, everybody.